Hello, everyone. Oh, sorry, you're meant to do my intro, aren't I? Sorry, I'll shut up.
Silenzio, per favore. Scusate.
Thank you. So, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. I know that we're actually running a little bit early, which is good. So we weren't actually supposed to start this talk until 1 p.m. But we're half an hour early, which is great because I tend to ramble on, which means I've now got an hour to talk to you all. But no, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you coming. Just to give you a little bit of a background about me, I've been working with Magento since 2013. I was actually a developer back then, a front-end developer, working with 1.7 as it was at the time. But the reason that I fell in love with Magento was definitely because of its community. And I've always loved to be involved with everything to do with the Magento community. I practically bleed orange. And I was awarded a Magento Masters Award in 2019 for my work raising awareness for mental health and creating lots of YouTube videos. I'm all over the internet, unfortunately. But yeah, I've been on all sides of the Magento space. I was a designer, a developer, project manager. I've been an e-commerce manager on the merchant side. I've done it all. I've experienced it all. I know what the pain points are for everyone. And now I get to do my dream job at Hyvä, which is community manager. So I just get to engage with all of you and have a really great time. Now, you may have noticed I am in fact not Italian. I'll apologise now that this presentation is the only one in English today. Slight claim to fame, but I am from England. Near Birmingham, which is smack bang in the middle. But I do absolutely love it here in Italy. This isn't my first time in Milan. I did a road trip actually from the UK and we drove all down the west coast and then came back up through Milan. And I actually got a tattoo here the last time I was here because I love it so much. So I have an Italian tattoo on my arm. So, you know, part Italian, at least my arm is anyway, and I got it done just up the road, which is such a small world. We could all walk there and get the matching tattoos after if you fancy. But that's enough about me. I want to know a little bit about you, if possible, and I know all audiences love audience participation, so I'd really like you to show me your hands, if you will. So who here works for an agency? Just so I can measure the room. Some agencies in here. Hopefully partners of Hyvä, or going to be. Who here works for a tech partner like me? Nice. And do we have any merchants in the room? I know they're a rare breed. We have one, amazing. Oh, two, brilliant. Who here loves Magento? Everyone? Yes, good. Who here loves Hyvä? Amazing, see lots of hands. Who here has no idea what Hyvä is? Amazing, that's what we like. That was me just a couple of months ago. And who here wants to stop raising your hands? Yeah? Oh, nobody. Keep raising them. So yes, my talk today is from community to conversion, Hyvä's secret sauce. I know that that's a bit of a tease because we're getting to lunchtime and my tummy's grumbling. And yeah, but I hope this talk is going to be just as delicious as the lunch is. So a bit about Hyvä. Hyvä is, in fact, a Finnish word, which I know some people here know. I've had people come up to me and ask if we've got any Finnish people working for us, and we actually don't. The story behind the name is our founder, Willem. He lived in Finland for a while, and he really loved the meaning of the word Hyvä, good, desirable, trustworthy, and that's very much our mantra. It's something that we live by. It's our motto. We aim to be, you know, the best option for you in terms of a Magento front end, even if it does get pronounced in many different ways. We don't really care how you pronounce it. I know that Hyvä is quite a popular pronunciation in Italy. As long as the meaning rings through, then we don't mind how you pronounce it. You can pronounce it however you like, as long as you know that it's because we build the best Magento products we possibly can. So, what is Hyvä? Hyvä started as a theme way back when. Willem, the story behind it is quite a personal story to Willem. He was quite frustrated with working with Luma, and he was building his wife, actually, a website. And he wanted to do something that would help his mental health rather than hinder it, and work with a solution that would give him the best options and, you know, mean that it was something enjoyable to work with. And he found that better way of working with the Magento front end, and now we all get to do that as well. So it replaces Luma, which is the Magento 2 default front end theme, with something that's a lot lighter, a lot less bloat. There's a lot less page requests, so 5 versus 230, which is crazy. And basically, what does that mean? It means that we get a faster loading time for front-end users, which is what we care about. And we've grown since then. We've introduced much more products. So we've got our Hyvä UI, which is a free bunch of components that comes with our theme. Hyvä Checkout, Hyvä Enterprise, which is our compatibility with Adobe Commerce and Cloud, but I'll get into all these a bit later. And our latest release, which is Hyvä Edge. And now we're a team of 16 in 5 different countries. We're all remote-based, all with different accents. Even the ones from the UK, we all have different accents. So it's hard to understand us, I know. I will slow down, actually. So what do we believe that e-commerce storefronts should do? We believe that they should be fast and SEO-friendly out of the box. That just cover the basics. It should be possible to launch them quickly, so on time, and also have a short time to market as well, which is something that Hyvä brings to Magento. Stay affordable to build and also maintain, so you keep within budget during your projects, but also they have a much lower total cost of ownership, so your development time's shorter, and you can focus then on actual functionality rather than just maintenance. And be fun to work with. That's what we want. We don't want to dread when we get a front-end task come in as developers, and we also don't want to have to dread asking for a front-end task because we know that the theme is fun to work with. We want it to give you the freedom to build and own your solution and let merchants focus on what they do best, which is business growth and customer experience. Focus on what the platform's there to do. And then most importantly, we want everyone to be happy. So e-commerce made happy is one of our mottos here at Hyvä, and that's what we're here to do. We want, when you're building and maintaining your e-commerce site, you should feel like this. It's just such an exciting day every day, and that's e-commerce made happy. And it's what we want from our businesses, it's what we want from our careers. And we think that should be the norm at Hyvä. So that's why we've developed these 5 products. And that's why they exist, to be your toolkit to build better storefronts with. So we just have one vision for all of our 5 products, and that's to make Magento and Adobe Commerce projects simpler, faster, and more enjoyable. We're pretty proud of this lineup, and we know that a lot of people also like this lineup because our growth line has been crazy over the last just 2 years. We've got over 4,000 sites live, so over 4,250 sites live now. This is the latest data. Had to update my slides just the other day because the numbers jumped up. But we've nearly doubled this year on year for 2 years in a row. So we know that it's clearly getting a lot of traction in the community, and we're getting a lot of really positive feedback. So yeah, and Italy is also in our top 10 markets. So you can see there it's actually 7th, but it is one of our fastest growing markets. So I'm really keen to talk to you all about how we can keep that momentum up, what we can do to better support the Italian market, and yeah, just have more of a conversation around it. Some more info about Hyvä and its uptake is that right now, 1 in 20 Magento 2 sites, all Magento 2 sites on the internet, is on Hyvä. And when you get into the top 1 million, that actually doubles to 1 in 10. So for every 10 Magento stores that you come across in the top 1 million, one of them's built on Hyvä. And this is growing constantly, as you can see by all those big plus numbers. And we know that we're not just growing in numbers, but we're also growing in popularity amongst those top sites as well, which just really shows that, you know, for high ranking and high performance Magento stores, we're becoming the solution to go to. And this is another fun fact about us, that we're actually ranked in the top 25 e-com platforms I'm built with. So we're ranked number 22 of global e-commerce technologies. even though we're in fact just a storefront alternative to Magento, we're not our own platform, we still rank amongst the platforms, and we outrank quite a lot of well-known platforms like Commerce Tools, Squarespace, Commerce, Lightspeed, Drupal, Oracle, Shopline, Spryker. The names go on of the storefronts that we actually outrank. So we're quite proud of that as well. And we think it really shows how we stand tall and how much trust the community puts in us to outperform so many different platforms. But we're not just about rankings and numbers and data. We're also about real results as well. So we have loads of showcases on our website, which I welcome you to go and have a look through to see the results of Hyvä Theme, Checkout and Enterprise. We have examples for all of them. And just some really impressive numbers we've been seeing coming through from merchants and partners. And it's just amazing to see. And like I say, the feedback that we get really humbles us to know that the products that we're introducing are really making a difference. I do want to dive into one of the showcases, and as we're in Italy, I picked an Italian showcase that we have on our website, and it's based on S2 Sport, and they're a 45-year-old family-owned sporting retailer based in Sicily, and as you can see, they launched their new site back in 2023, in January, and they got results that were just phenomenal, really, for one of our first case studies. So 45% increase in page speed, 25% increase in conversion rate, 30% increase in revenue, and one of the ones that I find quite impressive is a 55% decrease in increase in Google Ads return on investment, which I think is really important. Obviously, a lot of merchants invest a lot in their Google Ads, and to be able to improve that return on investment substantially makes a big difference. Obviously, they not only did their customers get a much better experience, they also saw a lot more business benefits. Now, this case study was written a while ago. It was written back in December. So just to make sure that they're still keeping up with the good work, I went and tested the core web vitals on this store, and they passed both on mobile and desktop. So they're still doing really, really well. They haven't let it slip at all, which is really, really good. Core web vitals is something that's really important to Hyvä. Over 50% of all Hyvä sites pass core web vitals, which is double that of standard Luma theme ones. And yeah, it's something that we know is important because it's important to customers. It's important to that bottom line. And we know it's not just about technically improving. It's not just about that. It's also about how we drive better results for the merchants and the end goal. So yeah, Hyvä Theme was built to do just that. I'm going to have to take a breath. I'm speaking so fast. I'm so sorry. Let me just calm down. I apologise. I know that you're probably struggling to understand me, so I will try and speak slower. But yes, Hyvä Theme was built to maximise your core web vitals and get better search engine results, make your customers not bounce. We want them to stay on the site, and we then want them to convert. One of the interesting studies that I find, I have to quote it all the time, is that just 1 millisecond of improvement in page speed can lead to an 8.4% increase in conversion rates. So it just shows you how just minuscule changes, minuscule numbers can make such a big difference to the bottom line. And yeah, so there's some really interesting data around page speed versus conversion rates, which is why we obviously all focus on it so much. But Hyvä isn't just its products, it's also about people. You can't have a product without people, and our ecosystem is something that we are really, really proud of, and these numbers grow every day, which is why they've got pluses next to them, because every time we create this slide for a deck, it becomes out of date the next day, because we're always growing and people are always wanting to get involved, which is just really exciting for us. So yeah, you can see here, we've got over 1,000 compatible extensions, over 700 agencies worldwide have worked with us. We've got over 5,000 developers on our support Slack. And yeah, like I say, it grows every day. Even this slide's actually out of date because the 4,000 live stores should have been updated to 4,250, but I forgot. But yeah, you can see that these numbers just go up and up all the time. Now, we developed our partner program because we really wanted to give back to that ecosystem and be able to recognise the partners and the agencies that work with us so that they can then obviously go out and pitch it to merchants as well. So we created our partner program to recognise that diverse range of partners for all of their contributions and their community spirit. So let me tell you a little bit about it. There are absolutely no contracts. You don't need to sign anything. It's completely free. It's just based on contributions and actual actions with Hyvä. It's a true reflection of your expertise and your work with Hyvä. So the more you do with us, the higher you rank, basically. It's based on actual work. We created a point-based system so that we could be fair to agencies of all sizes. So we know that some agencies do lots of small projects and some agencies do fewer large projects. So the point system that we create kind of takes that all into account. And we have tiered levels. So they start at supplier, then go up bronze, silver, gold, platinum. And platinum is our highest tier. But even to be a supplier, you have to have worked with Hyvä. You have to have proof that you've worked with our theme. So you can't just say, oh, I'm a Hyvä supplier if you've never actually worked with us. There's a bar to be get, so to then become a bronze and silver, there's quite a lot of value behind each of these badges. Core Web Vitals compliance, so we say that at least 50% of your live builds should pass Core Web Vitals. We hope that it would be more than that. But yeah, we say that at least 50%, and that's something that we really work with our partners on. Community engagement obviously is also rewarded, so being active in Git, Slack, events, different things like that. We just want to all grow together, and thank you. You can tell my voice. Yeah, I had a bit of a cough last week, and I think it's still lingering. I haven't spoken this much in about a month, so yeah. And then we also invested a lot in the design of these badges because we wanted everyone to be proud of them and to show that they really represent your expertise and commitment. We also wanted to put that kind of commitment into you guys. So yeah, we put a lot of time and attention into these so that you can show them on your website and social media, and also on booths as well, which I've seen some here as well, some of the Hyvä partner badges on the booths that we've got here. This is MageBit, our latest platinum partner at Meet Magento Poland just last week. So what do the tiers actually mean? So for merchants, all of the tiers reflect a true kind of expertise with Hyvä's technology. So because it's free and it's based on real activities, there's no way that anyone could fake being a Hyvä partner. You have to work with us in order to be a partner, so you have to know what you're doing. Bronze, with the Bronze partnership, you get a listing on our website, you get welcomed on social media, so I'll give you a shout out, and obviously you get Slack and GitLab access to get support from us as well. Silver get all the same benefits as Bronze, but they also get a logo and description on our partner page and a few more opportunities. Gold, again, all the same, but we do a lot more events with our Gold partners. We do content collaboration a lot more, and there's a very specific Gold Slack channel as well, where our Gold partners can speak to us directly. And then, again, the same for Platinum, but we tend to work with them a lot more closely. They have an annual meeting with us, and they have their own Slack channel as well. So yeah, the more you do with us, the more we do with you. It's a relationship building exercise, basically. It's not like we're trying to phase anyone out, but it's just that we want to work together. We want to build those relationships. We want to get to know each other so that, you know, if there's anything that we can help each other with, then we know who to go to. How do you earn points? So this is something that we get asked quite a bit. We try to be as open and honest about this. We've got quite a lot of documentation about how you earn points on our partner program, but just to run you through it, license purchases, the obvious one. You earn points for your Hyvä theme, checkout, or enterprise licenses that you purchase or that your merchants purchase. Obviously, you don't have to purchase them directly if it's your merchant that's purchased them. That all counts towards it as well. Passing Core Web Vitals, like I say, that is something that we put a lot of value on. So ensuring that your live sites meet performance standards obviously benefits yourselves and your merchants, and also towards your points as well. Content creation, so writing Hyvä-focused blog posts, case studies, anything like that, podcasts. etc. Just getting the word out, helping educate the community on what Hyvä is and what it can do for them. Event participation, so like this event, and also we've got a lot of Hyvä-specific events that happen. Those all earn points, and yeah, presenting on Hyvä industry events as well gets you points too. And then just general community contributions, so helpful insights, being active on Slack, Git, code contributions, things like that, all go towards your points. It's quite a complex system, and it's a very manual process and stuff. That's something that we take a lot of pride and care in for each of our partners. So yeah, that's a rundown of Hyvä. I just want to quickly run through some of our product updates, so what we've served already and what we've got cooking. So for Hyvä theme, we had our Hyvä accessibility update. So we worked with our gold partner Snowdog on this, and we didn't want to just make your site faster, we also wanted to make it accessible for everyone. And Snowdog helped us perform an audit of the theme, which found 159 accessibility violations, which obviously we were quite shocked about. We thought we were already quite accessible, but obviously there's a lot that you have to do, and you have to be very intentional when it comes to accessibility. So yeah, we overhauled everything, made sure that we followed the guidelines in the Web Compliance Accessibility Guidelines so that we could meet these standards. We've got alternative text and descriptions to allow for the technology to be able to read the site. Obviously, a lot of design considerations, making sure that the colours contrast enough and that keyboard and assistive technologies can work through the site in the way that they would need it. Why did we do this? So obviously there's the very obvious benefits of making your store accessible in terms of increasing your inclusiveness. There is a lot of people that have a lot of different disabilities, and the way that we can help them use the store and actually open up a whole new customer base is just beneficial to everyone involved. And it also improves the experience for all of your users, not just those with disabilities. Everyone can benefit from a more user-friendly experience because, like I say, there's a lot of people in the world with different disabilities and different needs. Better SEO rankings, so if we're being selfish about it, you are going to rank better for having a more accessible site. And also, you're going to meet the regulatory compliance that's being introduced globally, and especially in the EU currently. So you may have seen the European Accessibility Act that's coming into place next year. So by the 28th of June 2025, all new products and services, including e-commerce, must comply with the European Accessibility Act. And you can see this scary chart on the side here, which is the number of web accessibility lawsuits that have been filed per year. And that's obviously just growing and growing. So yeah, it's not just about being inclusive, it's also about being compliant. And although we, out of the box, do meet all of the web content accessibility guidelines, we are just the beginning, and being compliant is also on you guys to make sure that you maintain that and you're thinking about it when you're uploading content, and that you get feedback, and that it's not just a one-time audit but an ongoing process. And then the next thing I want to talk to you about is a little bit about what we've just already been hearing about, which is great because it means I don't have to go into any technical detail on this talk because I don't know too much about it. But obviously, Google recently got rid of first input display and replaced it with INP, which is your interaction to next paint. And you may have noticed on the slide that I showed you about Core Web Vitals, this big dip that we saw around March. And that was when this swap happened, and INP was used instead of on Core Web Vitals. So you'll see that we dropped below 50%. We dropped all the way down to 41%. That really hurt a lot. We didn't enjoy it at all. Yeah, looking at you. But instead of just being like, oh, well, Google's changed the goalposts, it doesn't really matter to us, we were like, absolutely not. We want to do something to help fix this. And so we implemented a new Alpine directive called X-Defer. which is kind of like lazy loading, but for JavaScript. So it makes sure that your page doesn't get overwhelmed from the start with stuff that users don't technically need. An example that I use to talk about this is there's a lot of times where I'll land on a homepage of a website, but I don't want to interact with anything actually on the homepage. I just go straight to the search or I go straight to something in the navigation, but I have to wait for the whole page to load in order to do that. This stops that from having to happen because it basically waits for the user to decide what they want to do before loading the elements that are specific to them. And this really, really works. It does bring faster page interactions, and it doesn't actually affect page layout or anything like that because the content all loads. So you can see here some of the results without xdefer and with xdefer. So that total blocking time is a good measure for INP on Lighthouse. And yeah, you can see the improvement there is just substantial with these numbers. So yeah, that's what we implemented and shared with the community, and we can see that the trend has gone straight back up, which is really, really nice. A Bella recovery. But yes, it was definitely much nicer to see that number come all the way back up. And yeah, that is a promise that we do make to our community, that no matter what goalposts change, however much performance improves, and whatever rules Google wants to put in place for us, we will always make sure that we keep up with the trends, and when it comes to performance, we've absolutely got your back. So yeah, don't worry about that. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is how you can make your pages not just fast, but instant. And I know that we've already talked about this previously on speculation rules. So yes, we fully support speculation rules with Hyvä, obviously allowing the pre-rendering of pages. So let's say, for example, the same example that you gave actually earlier, that when you're on a product listing page, if you're hovering over a product before you click on it, it can start loading it in the background, which means that time to first byte is just instant. And yeah, right there, you can see the numbers there. Are you standing up because I need to be finished? 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Here we go. So yeah, you can go find out more on our YouTube channel. We have really detailed videos on those. Hyvä UI, we're getting to the speed round now. So UI is our free library of components that all come pre-built, and they have Figma files with them so that you can customize them in the design based on your needs. But basically, it comes free with the theme. It's really, really great. And we're always adding new components. So here's a couple that we've added recently. So more filters in the layered navigation, order success pages, etc., accordions, and some that we've got coming soon, more menus, cart page variations, and so much more. Checkout. So checkout is obviously one of the biggest pain points for any online store. And to solve this, we combined the best practices that we've learned from Hyvä theme and successful technologies to make it just easier for everyone. It's powered by MageWire, meaning that we've completely eliminated any need for Knockout.js and all the bloat. And the results are it's actually 13 times faster than the standard Luma checkout, which is just a massive, massive boost. And it comes with multiple layouts right out of the box. It's never been easier to build and customize your checkout. There's support for all of the major payment service providers, and more are being added all the time. And most shipping methods actually don't need compatibility modules, but some that have like more complex maps, different things like that, address finders, do need a compatibility module, but we've got so many that have already built that all the major ones are already in place. So yeah, some changes that we've made recently, we've improved the step navigation and browser history support, standalone login component, and some more address finder and autocomplete standardization. And we've got lots more coming, including MageWire version 3 support when that comes out as well. So yeah, there's loads. Our developers are always super busy on all of our products and making sure that they stay up to date, and we're always got new releases coming out. Hyvä Enterprise, which is our solution for Adobe Commerce and Adobe Commerce Cloud. We have full support for the theme and checkout, customizability and Sensei, full product recommendation support, full live search support. There are a few minor things that are not quite 100% for commerce, but it's stuff that's maybe not been requested very often, or it's kind of like the bottom of the list. But that will be 100% very, very soon. And we'll also support B2B 1.5.0 when Adobe gives us that. There's no current ETA though currently. If you would like to know a little bit more about this, there's, again, a really detailed YouTube video on our YouTube channel, so I really recommend going and checking that out. Hyvä Edge, this is the latest in our product suite, and you may have seen this at Summit, where Adobe shared their vision about using AEM, so Adobe Experience Manager with Edge Delivery Services to deliver content. But we had a lot of people ask us, oh, why should we use Hyvä? Should we use EDS? Should we use Hyvä? And we kind of thought, well, why not both? And that's what we did. So we worked really closely with Nets98 Volantic, one of our other gold partners, to create this EDS integration so that you can deliver your content with Adobe Experience Manager and edit your pages with Word or Excel if you really want to. But all of your commerce features come from Hyvä, so you've got the speed of both involved in that. So yeah, I won't go into too much detail on that because there's a really detailed YouTube video on it. But yeah, just to give you a quick overview of our pricing, which I think the formatting on this is kind of messed up a little bit, but we're really open about our pricing. We don't offer discounts. We kind of think that it's really, really good value for money already, and that there's a real clear return on investment with our theme, our checkout, and our enterprise. So yeah, we've actually been told it's too cheap occasionally. But yeah, that's me nearly done. But yeah, the key takeaways. Pick a storefront that's on your side. We're 100% on your side, no matter what. So make sure it works with you and not against you. There's a really good quote that I love that I thought I'd drop in. And a good tool improves the way you work, but a great tool improves the way you think. And that's something that I believe Hyvä has actually done for the community. As someone that was agency side before joining Hyvä, it definitely made a big difference to us and the way that we thought and the way that we could basically improve the lives of the merchants and developers that we work with. So yeah, this again is a reminder of the toolkit that we've got in place for you. But yeah, I would really love to talk to you about it. I know that I've kind of flown through this, but you can find me in the sponsor market after to talk about it. And finally, so what is Hyvä's secret sauce? And to be honest, the answer is you guys. It's the community, it's our partners, it's everyone that has taken the products and done magic with them. We may give you the ingredients, but you definitely, are our star chefs. You make the magic happen for the merchants, and we're honestly just amazed at the results that we've seen from everyone involved. So yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, we really do believe in the power of community and collaboration. The end. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that was a bit of a whistle-top tour, but I really appreciate you spending your time with me. This is a QR code for Hyvä Hotcakes, which is a newsletter that we put out weekly or bi-weekly, depending on how busy I am. But yeah, it has all of the Magento news in it, everything from the community. I try and cultivate into one really, really long newsletter. But yeah, it's a good fun read, and I love to do it. So yeah, that's me done. I don't think have we got time for questions? I only should have started 5 minutes ago, technically.
First of all, I wanted to thank you because we are the one who made S2 Sport, and we are very honored to see in your presentation. Very happy to see there. And second thing, my question is, we are a lot of bunch of things of our new website and new implementation that are almost finished. We love to write content for the blog. We love the idea to propose it. And how can we propose new things like new website or new Hyvä checkout implementation or new blog post ideas to you? We have to do it personally, or we have to do it via the Slack channel, which is the
either. So we're pretty open with how you communicate with us. We do have a template for case studies that I can share with you and with everyone here. That we just makes it a little bit easier for us when we putting them on the website. But yeah, if you just reach out to me or Tien Lan or Sana, one of us, we'll definitely pick up with that because we're always wanting new case studies and always wanting to hear about from the community. But yeah, I will actually, I'll flick back to that slide because I think the S2 case study was a really, obviously it was before I started that this case study was written. Oh my God, how many slides this is just like, have I really taken you through all of these slides? Wow. This is how fast I should have gone through the... oh my God, how far away is it? I thought it was pretty close, but clearly not. It was like right at the beginning. This was like 3 years ago, is what it feels.
There is no back-forward cache.
No. This is why I need to implement back-forward cache on here. Here we go. Yes.
Yes, this one.
Yes. So I thank you, Synthetic, for this amazing case study. We really appreciate it. But yeah, we definitely want more of these. We've actually we've got a few on our site, but especially Hyvä Checkout as well as a relatively newer product than theme. Yeah, we'd definitely be open to more case studies.
Among this one, Filippo is thinking about Hyvä Checkout.
Amazing.
Just in these days, so we are...
expand on this. Yes,
there.
Perfect. That would be great. But yes, anybody who wants to write a case study or be in a case study, let us know. Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. My name's Rebecca Brocton. But yeah, you can come and find me anytime.
Thank you.
Oh, any other questions? No?
Altre domande?
Well, come and grab a badge and some stickers from me at the booth.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.